January 26, 2001. India's 52nd Republic Day. "8:50 a.m. 100 seconds that seemed like a century. It was the strongest earthquake to hit India in 50 years. The calamity caused havoc across a large number of districts in Gujarat. The destruction was unimaginable. It claimed thousands of lives and left many more injured. The tragedy was so devastating that it even deprived people of the basic means to carry on. From healthcare to sanitation, shelter to communication systems, all needed to be rebuilt. There was an urgent call for support. The Indian Red Cross Society immediately responded with its emergency relief operations. A response arose from International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, International Committee of Red Cross, sister national societies, and all the state and district branches of the Indian Red Cross Society. An assessment was the first and foremost step towards the emergency response. A communication system was installed instantly to ensure effective coordination of relief operations. In an immediate response, 35,000 blankets, 100 tents, 100 stretchers, and 80 units of blood were flown in for distribution among the badly hit. A large number of blankets, tents, tarpaulins, kitchen sets, jerry cans and water containers were distributed in the later stages to address the daily needs of the survivors. The Red Cross relief workers were provided with living quarters and a telecom unit to increase their efficiency. The primary need was to ensure survival. Field hospitals were erected to serve medical needs. Equipped to meet any kind of medical emergency, a field hospital was set up in Bhuj by the IRCS. This Red Cross Field Hospital was handed over to the local authorities for use on 27th April 2001. Struggling through years of drought, Gujarat was now parched with a damaged water system. Remedial measures were taken by the IRCS to ensure regular water supply. These included setting up of a water sanitation plant in Bhuj, installation of bladder tanks at the Japanese and the Spanish Red Cross hospitals, 50 collapsible bladder tanks in Bhuj, Anjar and Bachau, followed by training for the use of portable analysis lab and distribution of purification tablets. Aid had come in from every quarter of the Indian Red Cross. To reunite people separated from their loved ones, the Indian Red Cross, with support from ICRC, the American Red Cross and British Red Cross, came up with the Family News Service program. Data collection on the dead and the missing was carried out, and a tracing field officer appointed to handle inquiries and information. It was a moment of pleasure for the Indian Red Cross Society when it received international recognition for its invaluable and excellent work done towards the victims of the Gujarat tragedy. The Indian Red Cross Society was honored with a Spanish Red Cross Gold Medal and citation by the Princess of Spain, which was received on behalf of the IRCS by the Secretary General, Dr. Vimla Ramalingam.
Gujarat earthquake a dark cloud in the history of India. But all dark clouds have some silver lining, and this dark cloud has many silver linings as far as the Indian Red Cross is concerned. The dormant Indian Red Cross Society came out with its full capacity, like a beautiful butterfly coming out of its cocoon. The power of the Red Cross movement was also very visible. 180 delegates from 40 national societies came to help us. They worked shoulder to shoulder without any differentiation of religion, nationality, language or culture. It was a wonderful global village. We have learnt a lot from this Gujarat earthquake.
By now, life in Gujarat had begun to show signs of normality. But the IRCS volunteers still had a long way to go. Commencing on the request of the government of Gujarat, the Gujarat earthquake rehabilitation phase began on the 1st of July 2001. The IRCS extended its medical services by constructing a fully equipped referral prefab hospital in Bhuj with support from the IFRC and the British, Norwegian and Finnish Red Cross. Demolished Anganwadis were taken up for reconstruction to ensure efficient growth and development of children. The IRCS reconstructed many primary health centers, sub-health centers and dispensaries in various districts of the state. The reconstruction and modernization of the Anganwadis and the primary health centers, sub-health centers and dispensaries has been brought about at a cost of nearly 30 crore rupees, with support from the International Federation of Red Cross, Spanish Red Cross, British Red Cross and all the sister national societies. The houses of the devastated towns and villages were transformed into an endless pile of crumbled concrete. IRCS stepped in with its private housing construction program to provide basic housing to the victims, with support from the consortium of the Austrian, Belgian and German Red Cross. The Orthopedic Center was refurbished and modernized by the IRCS in Ahmedabad with support from the German Red Cross. It continues to provide its services to the people by providing physiotherapy and artificial limbs. Community-based health programs were launched with the goal to reduce the vulnerability of people affected by the calamity. Over 5,000 volunteers were trained under community-based first aid program. 800 traditional birth attendants were trained. 750 children and teachers were trained under the Child to Child Health Initiative program, and refresher trainings were organized for the Anganwadi workers. To cater to the daily water needs of the village people, local initiatives were taken to reactivate the village water harvesting structures. With the support from American Red Cross and International Federation of Red Cross, ponds, check dams and drinking water facilities were constructed and village water committees were formed to manage these facilities. In the consequence of the Gujarat tragedy, the IRCS is embarking on a nationwide disaster management program with special focus on capacity building and risk reduction. The disaster management capacity of the IRCS includes a disaster management structure at the national level, a disaster management center, strategic warehousing, disaster preparedness stocks, a national disaster response team, mobile disaster units, disaster health response units, emergency water treatment equipment, a logistics management system, and mitigation measures at community level. As a part of disaster preparedness activity, a disaster mental health program was launched with support from the American Red Cross to extend psychological support to victims to deal with mental anguish. Safe school programs have also been organized for the students and teachers to cope when disaster strikes. The unforgettable experience has increased the capacity of the Indian Red Cross Society It is now better equipped and more aware of the risks, but it is a preparedness that it never hopes to put into practice.
The programs implemented by the Indian Red Cross Society during the relief and rehabilitation phase of the Gujarat earthquake would not have been possible without the active support of the International Federation, partner National Society and the ICRC. We thank the different departments of the Government of India, the Gujarat government, the state branches and volunteers for their continuous support.